Hi, welcome to everyone's favourite segment, Mailbag. Yes, we've cracked 1,000 and we're back into it. Thank you very much, person unknown from Burke Street, Melbourne is where they posted it. So thank you very much. I have no idea what it is. No idea who it is from. And yes, I'm cutting towards myself because it triggers people. All right, let's have a look. Ooh. It is from John. Good on you, John. Cleaning up spare PCBs, and I found this old Acta processor card from an IMS POC model. I have also no idea what that is. Wow, look at that. One of those industrial blade thingamabob PCs. 2 minute. Well, there's not much to tear down. I can take the lid off it, but yeah, have a quick squiz. John has very kindly sent in this what looks like, well, there's the number for those playing along at home, an Alcatel Lucent telecommunications PC processor. It's got multiple gigabit Ethernet, I would assume, ports, USB port. So I assume it's some sort of, Intel processor based system. It's got expansion cards like this. I've taken off a lot of the top metal work, so I'm not sure what that is, but CPU, quad, I don't know. You'd have to know what these things do, but obviously some sort of telecoms processor, modern phone system, I would assume, because, they don't use the old twisted pair stuff coming in and analog systems. It's all done digitally these days, so maybe that's what it's doing, or maybe doing some trunk link or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is another little power supply card that was actually mounted on a 0.1 inch header on the back here. Huge heatsink. That's obviously the main processor. It might not be an Intel based system. We'll have a look. So we've got our memory modules here. What are they? There you go. For those playing along at home, what is it? 4 gig PC2 5300. Meh, but it's okay. So we'll salvage those. Thank you very much. They might come in handy. And there's lots of stuff to salvage on this, and you can see the engineering that has gone into this thing. Absolutely phenomenal. These things, I don't know what sort of volume they'd make these in, the thousands, tens of thousands maybe. These are not consumer stuff. You can see all the via fan out on the bottom of the processor, and the other main chip down in there with the bypass in there. Absolutely classic stuff. They've got little tiny 0402 jobbies down in there for your bypass in. There you go. For those viewing in HD, you can probably just see those. But the amount of engineering which goes into these are phenomenal. No expense spared. We've got obviously some sort of custom connector with different length pins, so that these ones would presumably be ground, the longer ones. So the ground makes contact first, and then this one makes contact before this one. So they're very specific in how they would probably live power up these things, because you don't want to shut down your whole rack when you change these things, but you want some sort of predictability in your power supply powering up and stuff like that. So that's why they customize this with the different length pins to make sure it does. First look, little DC to DC converter modules down in there. Is that one of those TI ones off the shelf? You could salvage that. Lots of salvageable parts on this. Look at these Nichicon caps. Thank you very much. 220 mic, 100 volt surface mount jobs. Wow. Got another, look like a huge power brick down in there. I'm not sure what's going on. There's another power brick down in there, vertical. You'd suck that out, no worries. Put that in your parts bin. And these, check them out. Spared no expense. Upside down, all the electrons are going to fall out. LTM 4600. These are DC to DC converter hybrid modules, and these are Linear Tech ones. Really expensive. They're like, they're 15, 20 bucks each in volume, and they just put these all over the board, because it doesn't matter. You're not trying to meet a consumer price point. You engineer this thing to work and be reliable. So you don't want to be dicking around with your time trying to design a DC to DC converter when you can just buy all these off-the-shelf modules and little hybrid bricks and stuff like that. Whack them on, job done. Who cares if they cost 20, 30 bucks a pop? There's another one in there. There's another one there. Who cares? You don't want to be wasting your time engineering a power supply solution for something like this. So yeah, look, the amount of engineering is phenomenal in something like this. Anyway, let's go in and have a look. at a couple of the chippies. What's that? Some sort of Intel job. That's some sort of bridge chip, I would imagine. Bit of lattice glue logic down in there. Let's have a look under the heat sinks here, see what we've got. And yes, it is Intel, but rather interestingly, it's a Core 2 Duo. It dates from like 2007. It's quite an old beast. So we're talking, 10-year-old processor tech here. But yet, none of that socket rubbish. It's soldered directly down onto the main board. No worries. And it looks like we have Intel coming out the wazoo. Check out down here. Not only do we have some PCB mount fuses here, but look, we've got some 2 diode current shunt resistors down in there. So obviously doing some current rail monitoring of some description. And that was a SAS drive controller card. Hard drive's been removed, and this puppy here is a shelf controller. Whatever that is, I don't know. You'd have to know your Alcatel Lucent telecoms systems. But once again, another big power brick on there. Look at that. Oh, man. You can salvage so many parts on these things. It's absolutely incredible. So thank you very much, John, because these are a fascinating look at some highly engineered, specialized telecom bits of kit. I don't know how large the design team would have been to make this thing, but it would have been absolutely enormous. And they, like unsung heroes designing this sort of stuff. Really, probably leading edge stuff at the time, and a ton of engineering. And if you can get hold of old boards like this, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least modules, 8. Should have to suck them out, but geez, you can really reuse those. They're very nice. Whoop, another sneaky 2 over there. So you can reuse a bunch of parts out of something that's seemingly, like obsolete. Like you couldn't sell this on eBay even if it worked, probably. So, it's just ancient tech. Don't know what's wrong with it, but those power supplies that still work. But really interesting. Thank you very much, John, for sending that one in. Guten Tag to all my German viewers, specifically Ingrid Buse, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Cole, with 2 little ears on the top. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to have to carefully open this one based on the description. So, sorry for you big knife aficionados, but it seems like it... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I might have done some damage with the big knife, I suspect. So we'll slice and dice are open, and let's have a look. It is a painting. I don't know what that's of. I am not a art connoisseur. Oh, it's written on the back. It's lengthy and very nice handwriting. In fact, I will, for the record, there you go. Thank you very much, Ingrid. My name is Ingrid, and I am a big fan of your videos, although I do not know much about electronics. Not uncommon. I became a pensioner 2 years ago, and my son gave me a laptop with internet. He realizes big electronics projects, even though he has no diploma. Awesome. You don't need any qualifications to do electronics at all. I once asked him where he got all that knowledge from, and then he mentioned a private internet electronic teacher. I guess that's me. Awesome. Since then, I watch your videos quite regularly, and I like to hear your charming voice, and the humor makes me quite laugh quite often. Next to the internet, I discover other passion. I became an amateur artist. Awesome. I think painting is a great way to express yourself, especially when it comes to abstract terms. I agree. So please keep it as a unique precedent. I will indeed. It's very nice. Thank you very much, Ingrid. That is lovely. I wish I had the ability to paint. I've thought about several times actually taking, classes, doing what I would love to be able to paint. I wish I had a talent to paint or sculpt. I think that would be awesome. So thank you very much, Ingrid. And to all those who watch without really, having any interest in electronics. I get emails and comments like that all the time. Very surprisingly, but people just like my content. You can't like my voice. Nobody likes my voice. There's Ingrid and a son. Fantastic. Love that photo. Very nice. Good on ya. Thank you very much, Mako from Lodz in Poland. Awesome. Hi to all my Polish viewers. Good on you, Nev from Adelaide. That's the return address. It just says Neville in Adelaide. That would have got back to him. Australia's a small place. No worries. Thanks. Hi to all my Adelaide, I was going to say Adelaidean viewers. Teardown. We got a voltage detection stick. That's a bit... Oh, Cabac. They're the Bryman distributors in Australia, Cabac. The Volt Finger. These things, it looks a little bit dodgy. Good on you, Nev. 2-minute teardown. Let's give it the finger. And we've seen these voltage detection sticks before, I'm sure, but let's have a look at it because Nev asked how these things work. Well, there's nothing to them. So these things basically work on capacitive coupling between the probe here, which then goes through, that's one plate of the capacitor, goes through a high value current limiting resistor here. There's just got a 74HC14 just for threshold type stuff. And then it basically, the rest of it just drives the LED and the buzzer or whatnot. And well, that's all there is on this thing. There's basically nothing. So you might be thinking, well, where's the other plate of the capacitor? How does current flow? Well, your hand, this sits inside here, your hand is around here like this, and it's capacitive coupling into your hand, which then flows down through your feet into the carpet or whatnot. And we're talking minute amount of current, absolutely minute. And there's only like, you know, 0.1 puff or something picofarads between like the wire you're detecting and here, but that's enough to make current flow when you've got high impedance stuff. So yeah, they're just capacitively coupled. That's all it is. Thank you very much, Charles Alexian. Oh, it's probably not how you pronounce it, but it's near enough. From Fresno in California. Hi to all my viewers in Fresno. Have I been through? I think I either driven through. I think I've been through Fresno. I'm sure I have. Maybe I even stopped for lunch. I don't know. Can't remember. Mailbag. EEVblog Executive Towers. Yes, not Austria. And we do like typed letters, as in typed on a real typewriter. A Brother SX4000 for those playing along at home. That's great. 555 relaxing station. Looks like I've got a whole bunch of stuff I won't unbox. Well, go to the main bench. I don't think I can help myself. Oh! Turns out there's actually a story behind the danger push button. According to some old timers, they were used to destroy decoder circuits in receiving equipment by igniting some of the charge that burned up the sensitive bits of the equipment. Apex in Los Angeles, I've been there. I've done a video on that. Might have to link it in down below. Had a case of them and some of them have appeared to have the contacts wired in series as a simple means of redundancy. The contact action is unique. Apparently, employees from SpaceX found them, and many of them are on their desks. Brilliant. Wait until you see this. This is very sexy. A glass device is a Bayard-Alpert style ionization gauge used in vacuum systems. This style has been largely replaced by cold cathode types, but many are still to be found in use. It works by bombarding the positively charged spiral grid with electrons from the filament. Remaining gas will become positively ionized and fall to the negatively charged collector wire in the center, and this will represent an electrical current that is proportional to the gas pressure. Awesome. This one has a worn out filament. Ta-da! Look at that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Wow, look at it. It's got a port on it. And wow. Very cool. Now this tube here is apparently an experimental one that Charles made. And, well, here we go. It's an experiment well, I'll let you read it. But, yeah, I don't know, like pins 2 and the grid is connected to both pin and 8. I don't... Oh, no. Yeah, there we go. Up to pin 8. Let's power it up. I see nothing glowing red hot. Aha, there we go. Sweet glowing goodness. Had to turn the lights out though. It was barely visible with the lights on. I've got a whole bunch of relays, a couple of LCDs, and these big, huge standoff slide switches. Only 3 amp jobbies, but look at the width of those contacts. Wow. Actually, Charles included a note on this. He actually had these commissioned, manufactured by Switchcraft to replace a arcless, great name, arcless brand that they don't manufacture anymore. So they had to replace them. So they got them to custom make them for you. And they will. Companies will do this if you have significant volume and stuff like that. No worries. Hi to all my Austrian viewers, and sorry to Maynard Kisic. Because this is a time-sensitive Kickstarter. Sorry. Yeah, this was like sent quite... I don't even need that. This was sent quite a while ago, but it was like I just wasn't doing mailbags at that time, so unfortunately I couldn't do it. But let's check it out. There's obviously some oh, look at that, fancy pantsy, and there we go for you QR code aficionados. And is there hardware in there? No. Is it? Oh, I'm gonna slice and dice that open. B maths. Oh, we got some rulers. Oh, okay. Cool, PCB rulers. I spot a problem right off the bat. Sorry, let's take a look at them, but they're flexible rulers. Meinhard has sent in these cheat sheet rulers, and yeah, they're not PCB. They're made out of a, a plasticky type thing. Anyway, these are designed to be, well, I'll let him say it himself, designed to be little cheat sheets during exams, during final exam, have all the various formulas on them. Obviously, in these exams, you're like it's an open book exam or something, or you're allowed to like bring in a sheet of paper with all the formulas and calculations and stuff on it, and they're all math related. They're not so much electronics related, so it's all the math exams. I don't quite understand the B concept with all the holes in it. I don't get it. And anyway, the one criticism, the 0 should start right at the end so you can do end stop measurements like that. Anyway, Meinhard reached the modest €2,400 goal, although I guess that buys you a lot of these. I don't know how much tooling would cost for one of these. Not a huge amount, I'd imagine. But anyway, met the goal, so I'll link it in down below if you want one of these cheat sheet rulers for all you math nerds. That's not me. Sorry. And all my viewers from Ohio, formerly where Chris Gamble was from, and in particular Zach Kohler. At least we're not Detroit. Sorry, it's the old... I might have to edit in the clip from that. Anyway, Cleveland versus Detroit. It's a internet meme-y YouTube meme thing.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See the sun almost 3 times a year. Flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
What do we got? We've got a alarm clock thingy. Does it do anything else? 2-minute teardown and one of those. Oh, I could use those. Those Velcro straps. Sagan. It's for Sagan. Awesome. He's not here. But I'm not sure what that is. What is that? Oh, what are they? Flashy fireflies. We have the American Innovative USA alarm clock. Apparently, this one could allow you to set a different time for every day, which is rather interesting. Take it away. An expensive piece of rubbish. The Neverlate executive selling point was is that what it's called? To be able to set a different time for each day, a feature now covered in smartphones. The knob would tend to slip and double jump. Battery backup never worked. Audio worked well. Built down to a low price point, apparently. Yeah, let's tear it apart. Well, this is rather odd. Like, this sits on there like that. Speaker on the bottom, I get it, because it sits off like that to direct the, little acousticy kind of box to get that out. But look at the sides. Why are the sides like that? I don't entirely get it. Anyway, can this come apart? Yep. Hey, hello. What's that? Hello, Dave. Someone has pre-torn this apart. What? What is that? I got no idea what that is. But hello, Dave. Somebody new at the factory. That's interesting. Check out how they've assembled the LCD on this thing. Look at that. The LCD module. I haven't seen that before. They've obviously designed that LCD controller to like sit in a cutout in the board, and then they've just put the pads on the side and then bridged them over like that. So that's a rather interesting technique to get a low form factor like that, rather than have it, you know, a pin header sticking out and stuff like. Not that they needed it with all this depth and everything else, but that's rather neat. Anyway, we've got double-sided load on the is that the, yeah, that's the receiver board down there, because there's our ferrite. There's our good old AM ferrite rod, and just a single chip AM FM radio receiver, and like Bob's your uncle. Got a tranny down the bottom there, and a 1 watt 8 ohm speaker. It's like, like yawn. But the engineering sort of neatness and cleverness with the LCD in that cutout kind of ended with these tiny, look how they've actually gotten these off-board wiring, little tiny, like, what are they, 5, 6 core wires going over to the top switch contact board over here. That's hideous. Somebody had to hand solder all those. Look at the contact and the PCB wiper contact. They went to all that effort. Yeah, that's a weird. And that cabling's just like, for production, that's a nightmare. Why would you go with that? Unbelievable. And these things are bike safety flashes from over 15 years ago, and it still works. Do you just bang them like that, start it? Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. I don't know, how long do they flash for? Like a minute or something? And I guess the vibration still keeps them going. Yeah, neat. But yeah, after, wow, what are they, you know, a couple of coin cells in there, and, you know, LR44s or something like that. I'm not sure, like, they actually require a bit of force to get them going, so I'm not sure how they keep going on the bike. Maybe, you know, you stick them on the frame and the vibration, it might keep them going or something, but interesting. Can't really tear those down. You'd have to Dremel the whole thing apart, I think. I know all my viewers in Singapore. We don't get many from Singapore, do we? I love Singapore. It's a good, probably my favourite Asian stopover on the way, because Australia, like, it's down on the bottom of the planet or top, depending on your perspective. And yeah, like, we generally need a stopover if we're headed to Europe. So, you know, anyway, sorry. Thank you, no. From, yeah, person unknown in Singapore. Well, geez, this is comprehensive. I'm a guy living in Singapore who wishes to remain anonymous. That's cool. But have been watching your show ever since episode 395. This note is going to be a little bit long, so read only underlined text if you don't have much time. We've got a black box. It's actually called a black box. And it is black. Winner. And it's like, it's one of the, it's a set-top box. 2 second teardown. This is a pay TV piracy box. I go figure. I see one stream box. And I didn't know that you could, like, just, like, it looks like a legit product. I mean, it's one of these little hacked together jobbies. You can see like a little Wi-Fi module hacked in there and all sorts of stuff. And apparently he's already ripped some parts out of this puppy. But it connects to the Wi-Fi and downloads the encryption key stored in an off-site server in some undisclosed location. Unbelievable. There you go. So, I don't know, is anyone still getting pirate cable TV with, you know, like, I just get Netflix. I mean, yeah, I could probably get it all for nix, but it's just so convenient. I don't know. We don't have really, well, we do have cable TV here. We have Foxtel, but I don't think anyone bothers to, you know, the market's not big enough to sort of hack together some box to get you Foxtel, I don't think, and not every home has it anyway, so, I don't know. Are you pirating your cable TV? Let us know down below, anonymously. But NSA is tracking you anyway, so, meh. And our anonymous friend has written very comprehensive details of this box and how it works and stuff like that. So for those playing along at home who want to have a read of that, go for it. Another one from Germany. This one comes from Alsdorf from Marcel Henson. Thank you very much, Marcel. Let's check it out. No description. And it's just a lumpy thing. Oh, what? Why do I have a dummy? Oh, what? This is great. This is great. It's a 50 ohm Terminator dummy. Not a fan of dummies. They're not good for kids' developments. I don't like, they're not good for the mouth development. Their mouth doesn't form quite well, apparently. So, but that, wow. A 50 ohm dummy. That's gold. Hi Dave, I'm sure you are familiar with Terminators because electrons are shy and afraid of photons. They get scared when they reach the end of an open cable and run right back, the little buggers. Hence the Terminator was invented to keep the light out of coax cables. Yes, true story. It's on Wikipedia. We have at First Advanced Industrial Labs, I love the name of the company, I wish I'd thought of it. Proudly present to the EEVblog latest in termination technology. If you are planning to have another child or maybe know a fellow engineer who has a suitable host device, you are welcome to try it out. Thank you very much, Marcel. Technical specs, impedance is 50 ohms, of course, 20 dB noise reduction, and plus 400% sleep mode duration. Awesome. Is there anything better? Look at this. Look at this. It's just fantastic. 50 ohm dummy load. Thank you very much, ReflowR, reflow, capital R.com, for what we've got in here. It sounds interesting. It sounds like there's multiple things in here. So let's check it out. Oh wow. Wow. We've got a kit and a sweet. Oh, it's a yes. Right. Has this been sitting here for a while? I'm not sure. I think I saw this. Yeah, the reflow. Was it a Kickstarter or something? Or it's talked about on the EEVblog forum or something like that. It's a mains in and a red button on there with a thermocouple, and it's just a reflowing plate. So you stick your board on the top, and apparently you can reflow your board. So it's not something I can demo on the Mailbag. Hi Dave, I hope you like my ReflowR project. It is real easy and convenient to use. It comes with a small test PCB, everything you need. One screw, opened, teardown. Oh, apparently it's quite easy. And this is the note. Yes, it was a crowdfunding campaign, and apparently this is the one that's shipped. So that's the note that ships with it. A few issues and all that sort of stuff. I like that. You know, being honest and tell everyone about the, and issues that come with the ship product. Anyway, I'll link it in. It's manymaker.com with a hyphen in there. But there it is. There's a reflower. It's just the plate on top. Gets hot. You stick in your mains. I don't know if you have to hook an external thermocouple on. Haven't seen it yet, but presumably it will is programmable with a profile. So, you know, it's pretty crude. I mean, like all the corners are sharp. You could sort of like cut like that. I could probably slice, if I put my hand down there, I might be able to slice my hand open like that. So it really is a sort of a practically prototypey type thing. But they have shipped apparently, and well, let's crack it open. Have a look. Sure enough, there was one giant screw on the bottom, and ta-da! We're in like Flynn. Oh, I got some real insulation. I don't know what sort of insulation that is. Some sort of fibrous type insulation. You need that, of course, to isolate, because this thing's going to get hot. I mean, it's soldering temperature, and there's not much doing down there at all. It's neat enough, I guess. It's all self-contained on one PCB, mains straight in. Its mains fused down there with the proper shrouded fuse holder on there, and well, that's about it. And they've got a 3-watt DC to DC brick converter down there. I'm not sure why they needed a 3-watt jobby. That's actually a lot, because the heater is going to be mains heated, of course. So yeah, that's a fairly decent sized brick. So I'm not sure why they needed that sort of level, but it must all be all the smarts of it must be on the bottom of the board. But it looks like there's like a little Wi-Fi modules down in there. Is that one of those ESP 8266s? And Lafris has very kindly included the PCB so we don't have to take this puppy apart. And we should be able to see some, mains isolation there. Look at that. Very nice. No worries whatsoever. And there's all your control stuff on the bottom side. And that was going off to the Wi-Fi module over. Wi-Fi. There it is over there. And a fan, buzzer, LED, and your thermocouple input. So that's a neat little board. I like it. And they've included an experimenter's kit with some PCBs. These are for reflow soldering practice, like the one that's got the thermal pad on the bottom. That's pretty neat. And we've got the, a stencil. Actually, that's probably not it. Maybe that's just a dummy board. I think that's the real, that's the real board for reflowing stuff. Some paste and thermocouple and I assume that's a spreader, is it? Yep. No, you really need a plastic, like just a simple plastic credit card or something like that does the job better than a fixed metal one like that for a spreader. A plastic card would have been much better. But that's a little experimenter's kit that either comes with it or you can get separately, just to get you started. So that's interesting. It's not something I can play around with. I should play around with on the mailbag here. So I might do a separate video on that. And it's got a fair way to go to be like a commercial quality, a commercial quality product. It's sort of a bit prototypey at the moment. But, I'm curious to see how well it works because you really, because fiberglass is like a thermal insulator. So you've got to stick that on the surface. Okay, the surface heats up, and you might be able to eventually get the heat transferring through to your boards, but it's by no means the best way to do it. In fact, these generally a hot plate like this under a board would be used as a preheater. So not really for soldering. So I think it might have to stay there too long to get the heat transferred to the pads on the top. It might be okay if you've got one of these, thermal pads on the bottom, which then can conduct heat through to there. But that's like preheater type stuff. So I don't know how well this concept's going to work. They've taken basically a preheater concept and tried to make it into a reflow oven replacement, which it's not. I find it hard to believe it's going to do as good a job as a thermal oven. Just the thermals don't make sense to me. But hey, I haven't tried it yet, so I have to do that in a separate video, and I'll link it in down below if you want to check out the reflower. There was a thread a while back on the EEVblog forum on this, I think. Hi to all my Canadian viewers, and Andrew in particular, no last name. We have a gift. Thank you very much. So let's see what we've gotten from Canada. It is a hi day, greetings from Vancouver. I love Vancouver, great city. To this day, I still regret when I was in Vancouver deciding not to go to a Steven Seagal concert. Concert, not movie, concert. Long story. Anyway, do not open this on camera. Okay, and we've got a Trezor, the original hardware wallet. Okay, it's a it's a Bitcoiny wallet, is it? Trezor. What other type of digital wallet would you have? I'm not sure. Hardware wallet doesn't say anything about Bitcoin or anything like that, but usually that's what hardware wallets are for storing your Ethereum or your Bitcoin or your 10 million other bloody altcoins. Sure enough, this is a Trezor hardware crypto Bitcoin wallet with a little LCD designed to securely store your crypto currency. And the letter, hi David from Vancouver, more on the IT side. So how it works is the private keys never leave Trezor, and the device will show the recipient's address directly on display so you can be sure you send in the funds to where they want to go. Think of it as a drastically overgrown one-time password token which adds an unhackable something you have, something you know. It makes them a high-value target, no kidding. So he wants the insight into overall build quality and durability of the device, as well as its tamper resistance and tamper evidence stuff. And yes, I have read this as well. Someone's performed a power line monitoring attack, and they were on this, an early version of this, and they were able to retrieve the private key from it, but it has since been fixed like 2 years ago, 2015, I believe that was fixed. So that was a long time ago. And yes, I did not open the other letter on camera, which says do not open this on camera, and I've opened it, and this is why I can't do a teardown right now. There's something in the additional in that envelope that yeah, it's just I can't tell you about, and I won't be doing a teardown of this right now, but possibly in the future. We'll see. Sorry, secret squirrel stuff. That crazy Aussie bloke, that's me. Let's open it up. Thank you very much, Bont and Brun. I can't pronounce Letterschneider.nl. Netherlands, isn't it? NL? This is going to be, I don't know. It's kind of wrapped in electrical tape, is it? What on earth is... No, it's not required. I need to touch, I suspect. No, it's not. This is not worthy of any respect whatsoever. So let's just have a crack at this. Got it. Wow. It's a cheap-ass multimeter. It's already broken. Oh, dear. Oh, look, it comes on. 2-second teardown. Do I have to? At least this one has a ceramic fuse over there for the 10 amp range. Like, you know, whatever. Hi to all my Spanish viewers, in particular Alberto Piganti. Good on you, Alberto. We don't get too many from Spain, although Spain probably punches above its weight. In Mailbag, possibly? I don't know. Oh, Spain's a big country, isn't it? I haven't been to Spain. Let's have a quick squiz. What do we got? We have something in a black felt. Oh, I'm sensing retro. Craig. We haven't had a Craig. It's a no. It's a learn thing. It might be one of those Craig M100. It could be one of those language translator things. Linguistico. Yep, I was right. And we've got a bit. What is this? It's a book. ABC Basic Connect. Oh, Alberto. It's Alberto's book. ABC Basic Connections. Woohoo! Hey. It's a wrap for our protection. Let's have a quick squiz. Alberto. Is this like a Kickstarter? Awesome. Hi Dave, I'm Alberto. You probably remember from his pinouts on Pig High, XXX.com. That sounds legit. I'll link it in down below. It is legit, trust me. It's safe for work. I'm super excited to announce that I'm running a Kickstarter campaign for my latest book, ABC Basic Connections. Send you a pre-release copies. Tell me what you think. I hope you love it. More information, abcthebook.com. And unfortunately, it's already ended on Indiegogo, but raised 115,000 euros, double the target for this Basic Connections. And it's beautiful. Ring binder, love it. And errata as well. Geez, you don't get errata anymore, do you? It's basically just information on Arduino and stuff like that. So here's all the different pinouts and things, which I believe a lot of, maybe all of them, are available on the website, but this is in book form, and so we're just showing, you know, schematic symbols and stuff like that. We've got some Ohm's Law stuff, Ohm's Law triangles, we've got the resistor stuff. It's beautiful, beautiful quality. I love the artwork and everything in this. It's just absolutely fantastic. No, this doesn't have the Creative Commons on it. The ones I saw on the website actually have Creative Commons. So anyway, this is how to hook up all sorts of stuff to Arduino. This is absolutely brilliant. I like the graphic layout of this. Imagine how long this took. It's absolutely stunning. I love it. Awesome work. And it yeah, I can see why it actually... Warning, Will Robinson. Why it got €115,000 back. This is a lovely reference resource. You know, sure, yeah, you can just do it as a PDF, but it's not the same as having this. And look at this. Oh, fold-out porn. Oh, look at this. Centerfolds. Oh, yeah. This is great. This is fantastic. Anyway, if you are dealing with Arduinos, you're a beginner and you want a nice reference book for hooking up stuff, check it out. Do yourself a favor. Hello. Buongiorno. Hands up if you had one of these. I can type that in and go hands up if you have one of these. A Craig M100. Of course, any smartphone can do the translation now. It can even probably, listen to the person's voice, can't it? And then just automatically tell you what they said. Different world. Oh, wow. Look how old school this puppy is. 1979. I kid you not. Wow. What's an SL 9200? 44th week, 79. Made in Singapore. A lot of chips were made in Singapore back in the day. Oh, wow. Look at that little bodge board over there. Is that a little convert? Is that a... No, that's an inductor, is it? So that's a little switching. No? It's not switching. What? Thought some sort of switching converter. Anyway, look at the finest bodge board over here. Vertical resistors. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So it's basically just a processor, a vacuum, is it? Yeah, I presume vacuum fluorescent display down in there, and the cartridge ROMs, which you can, there you go. That's the Italian ROM. Wow, copyright 1980. Wow. So there it is. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So yeah, it's just it doesn't do anything fancy. It's just you typing the word and then it maps it to a ROM entry and then displays the mapped word. But anyway, there you go. You could put 3 different languages inside this thing. This would have been the duck's guts back in the day. This would have been like black magic technology back then. Oh, I can't get enough of the nipple. You know I love it. Although I'm curious to know now, I can't read... Well, I guess I could just translate the manual, couldn't I, using one of my newfangled smartphone thingies or googly or whatever it is. But it does have like a learn... I presume that's a learn button on the front, but this is like a ROM-based thing. So, like, I wouldn't expect it to do anything like algorithmically fancy. I expect it just to map words in one language to another, and that's it. Based on the ROM, entry content, they probably put them in alphabetical order in the ROM or whatever, and then translate them over. But I don't know. Maybe it does a little bit more, but I wouldn't have thought so. And unfortunately, it doesn't work. The LED comes on, but yeah, it's nobody's home. So that's an absolutely fascinating little module there, how they've bent the pins over on just a standard ROM, put a lovely little label on there, and made their own little like little plug-in thing with a handle. That's really rather clever. I like it. So anyway, thanks for everyone who sent in something for today's mailbag, and sorry if I haven't gotten around to yours yet. I will endeavour to do it next time. Anyway, if you like mailbag, please give it a big thumbs up. Catch you next time.